Now this is still slightly wet, but I've started to do a little bit of rock effect, and this is a little bit like the lacy effect, only the shapes are flattened. These ones in the background I've done a little bit darker than I need, so again I'll just drag them out a little, just a little bit of speckly, and coming forward, and we're beginning to get little bits of rounder shapes. And there's some shadows on some of these rocks, so you begin to get sort of quite angular shadows coming in. This is still slightly wet, that's fine, doesn't matter. As I said, I'm not going to do all the rocks showing, remembering that rocks will be flat on their bottom edge and maybe humped on their top edge. And there's one sort of here. And I shall strengthen some of the sand colour here when this dries out. So we just make, and you can begin to shape over the top of these. So you're beginning to almost outline some of these. Just with grey, don't go too dark. As I say, we don't want all the stones. It would just go. Oh, it would just go too busy. It's a little bit bigger than I need. And remembering that the rocks will be smaller in the background than they are in the foreground, otherwise you'll lose the perspective on the scene. And we begin to speckle in. And again, I can use some of my sand colour just to create some rock shapes. I am running out of that colour. It is better to mix with a large brush than a smaller one. Just a little bit dangerous to mix with a small brush. And that's a little bit strong. Probably a little bit more yellow with that. Just a bit too pink. And again, we can go to slightly wet and slightly dry brush to create some stronger colours here. As I say, tiny bit too, ooh, a little bit too pink. And again to the grey to make some little shapes. So you're making egg shapes, probably slightly angular in some cases, but the egg shape lying flat and down. And that gives you the feel of a sandy area with stones in it. And that's your next